It's crazy to think that the Met, who often described New Cross, Lewisham and Deptford-based street gang Ghetto Boys as one of the most notorious gangs to come out of London in the last 40 years. It's hard to imagine that a group of black British people, whom were based in the Woodpecker Estate, which is commonly referred to as the Ghetto Estate, could band together and create such chaos and misery and traumatic events, all in order to align their own pockets and exert dominance. Now, South East London gang culture held no loyalties, no common decency, no respect. They would often war with people from their own area, and the only people that were victims of the destruction were members of their own community. And these casualties were indiscriminatory. They could be children, old ladies, innocent bystanders. Take Helen Kelly, for example. Go back to November 2004. 24-year-old Helen Kelly was a Tyneside resident whom had recently relocated to London to start a new life and a new job at an accountancy firm. 4 weeks prior to the incident taking place, and she decided to attend the Urban Music Awards ceremony with a few friends in central London. Now, throughout the awards ceremony, there were whispers and rumours that the Ghetto Boys and their rivals Peckham Boys were going to show up at the urban event in order to cause pandemonium. It was even spoken about in the VIP lounge of the event after a ruckus. Now, after the Urban Awards ceremony finished, crowds had formed outside as a number of events had also finished for the night. The two street gangs convened at roughly midnight. 4 men on one side of the road, another 4 men on the other side of the road, and in the middle, a mass of innocent people. Pistols were drawn and disses were traded. 18 shots were fired. Innocent casualties and then bystanders ran in every which way. They were trying to duck for cover. Of course, people panicked and screamed and shouted and dialed 999. After the clapping and the bang sound, Helen Kelly and friends ran in the scrum of the mass. At first she did not realise she had been hit until she looked down and saw red. Miraculously, on inspection, the wire mesh of her bra had snapped and redirected the ammunition to the right side of her chest. And the person responsible was a Ghetto Boy member called Linton Ambursley. After the pandemonium, he ran off. He made sure he got out of the way, but he was soon caught by the Met moments later. At first, the Met did not realise that Linton and his mate had been involved in the pandemonium. They were only stopped due to the car they were travelling in having their headlights turned off. Now, because Linton was a known and respected member of Ghetto Boys, he was caught wearing body armour, something that you would see in the army. Now, Linton pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 12 years for ruining with intent. His mate Tyrone Headley, who was a record label boss, was sentenced to 2 years for his role in assisting. Thankfully, Helen Kelly made a full recovery, despite the fact that she had to undergo an operation, and the last thing people heard was she wanted to be a police officer after she was helped herself. Stay safe.